right, girl. Buying it again, honey, because I ain't have the time. Let's see. We're doing 2 shows, girl. What's the first one? Come on. My phone is, bless her heart, she's trying her best. Okay. How to Get Away with Murder. Girl, I about want to stop reviewing this show because I'm tired of Laurel. I'm tired of her. Like, if I knew that this storyline the show was going to end up at this point being 100% about Laurel, I would have stopped watching a long time ago. I would have never started watching because I'm tired. Anyway, girl, so Annalise is having flashbacks. She walking out through the hallway and seeing, Laurel and the baby and I don't know, all of that. And Connor walks up to her, is talking to her and telling her, girl, and Oliver too. Oliver and Laurel both need to just go on. But back to this. He says something and, something along the lines of Oliver's just not used to this kind of thing and blah, blah, blah. And Annalise says he don't need to be babied. He don't need to be here at all. I'm tired of Oliver. I never really lived for Oliver, but he exhausts me. Him and Laurel. But Oliver exhausts me more than Laurel. So Frank, he done disposed of Dominic, put him in the trunk of a car, had the car crushed up, honey. Just crushed. But he keeps the phone. Now, Annalise and Laurel both have told him, get rid of this phone. He decides against that and keeps the phone. Michaela's over there. She's texting Black Lady Updo. Black Lady Updo ain't responding. She ain't got time, just like I ain't got time. Neither one of us has the time. So, Connor and Annalise were sitting with Laurel trying to figure out how to get her out of there. Then nothing's working. So, Annalise had called Michaela to come and sit with Laurel. So she gets there and they're sitting together and Laurel comes up with this idea. She texts Annalise from Michaela's phone. Annalise runs back like, what's going on? Laurel done come up with this plan. There was a loophole that got her mama out the mental institution or almost got out the institution back in the day. So Annalise is like, girl, it's not going to work, this, that, and the other. Laurel's like, how you know if you don't try? And Annalise is like, I already tried. I filed it yesterday. It didn't work. This morning they said no. Michaela follows Annalise out to the hallway. If I were Laurel, I would know all the real conversations are happening in the hallway. And how is it that Laurel is she chained to the bed? Why she can't get up and walk out to the hallway? I ain't seen no staff, ain't no security, and everybody's able to freely walk out into the hallway. Why Laurel can't just walk out into the hallway? Anyway, girl, so Michaela's giving, why are you lying? I've been lied to by you enough times to know that you're lying. Why are you lying? And girl, Annalise is like, because, girl, she probably crazy for real. We don't know what the issue is. We don't know what's wrong with her, but she looked like she crazy for real. She done took a gun. She was pregnant and took a gun up to y'all's job and carried on and yada yada. And, excuse me, so now Michaela is looking at Laurel sideways. But you can still see Michaela's, thirst to be Annalise's daughter. And it's like, girl, still? But okay. Let me see. So Frank goes over to visit bald-headed, Bald Bottom. And is giving, I need your help. She's like, girl, I want you to die. I didn't pay much attention to that. Nate goes over to, is it Connor's house that they all gathering at? Whatever it is, it's Connor, Oliver, and Asher. Nate goes over, he wants to talk to Asher. So they Asher pulls him into a room and they whispering. And then Connor comes in. He's like, what's going on? Why y'all whispering? And it was just on my nerves. And when they come out, because all in all, Nate is like, just lay low, you'll be all right. They come out the room, Oliver gone. I really wished at that moment that Antares had kidnapped Oliver and that was the last we would see of him. But that's not the case. Oliver is down at the hospital talking to the little gay nurse about how, what's his name? Drake. Simon. Simon's parents are in Pakistan. They can't get the visa to come here, yada, yada. He has no family. Please let me in. Gay nurse is like, girl, that's against the rules. Oliver then goes into, I'm his boyfriend. And gay nurse is like, that's not in the records. Oliver says, he was in the closet. I'm still not buying that didn't nobody know this boy was gay. I'm not buying that. Anyway, he was in the closet and that's why, it's not in the records and that may be why he tried to kill himself. Please let me see him. And gay nurse finally lets him in there. I'm like, girl. And the reason I'm calling the nurse gay nurse is because a straight man would have been like, you still not, I'm still not going to let you in, generally. A straight man would have been like, I'm still not going to let you in. Still, boyfriend or not, in the closet or not, tried to kill himself or not. You ain't on the list. But anyway, let's see. So the phone ringing again. The phone is ringing. I don't understand, as sneaky and as savvy and as underhanded as Frank is, why he keep this phone on ring. Put the phone on silent or on vibrate. Why the phone keep ringing in your pocket, Frank? You not that stupid. So the phone rings. Annalise is like, girl, I told you to get rid of that phone. And Frank is like, well, I put a tracking device that lets me know where the phone, I downloaded an app that lets me know where the phone call is coming from. I said, now when my phone rings, it says Houston, Texas, New York City, New York, Tuscaloosa, Mississippi. It says right there. I didn't have to download no app. Frank, you trying to act like you... I don't have time. Anyway, girl, so he goes on to say this one's coming from the DA's office. It's Denver. I don't have the time. I just don't have it. Like, Denver can go too. Laurel, Oliver, Denver, Connor, Asher, did I say Laurel? If I did, Laurel again. Just Bonnie, Frank, Annalise's daddy. Everybody can go. Hell, I'm tired. So anyway, girl, the phone, and it's Denver, and blah, blah, blah. And then he tells her to go talk to Bonnie Bald Bottom because she wants an apology, yada, yada. So I'm going to get this out the way. She goes over there. Bald Bottom lets her in and is giving very, you could have just said, I'm sorry, way back when you destroyed my life and yada, yada. But I love you, but I'm not in love with you. And I'm like, that's blatant lies. It's blatant lies. Was you lying when you said you was in love with her? Or is you lying now when you say you're not? I don't have time. I'm so booked. I'm so busy. I have so many things to do. And this is not one of them. Anyway, so they have this conversation, girl. I zoned out several times, but I don't care. So the boys, Asher and Connor, go to pick up Oliver down to the hospital. And I'm like, I don't care about this. Oliver don't want to go, visiting hours aren't over, yada, yada, yada. So Asher tells Connor to go visit Laurel. He's going to stay here with Oliver until it's, time for him to go or whatever. I just don't have the time for it. I just simply don't have the time. I'm booked. Anyway, girl, so Asher and Oliver, honey, I don't know. Oliver's sitting down and Asher's telling him, when I ran over what's her face. And I'm like, you talking about this like Oliver was there. We ain't never seen you tell Oliver that you had murdered somebody. We didn't see them induct Oliver into the I've also murdered somebody crew. We have not seen that. All of a sudden, like Oliver is involved and he knows your murders. I don't get it. But okay, so he's giving, when I ran over the woman, I also felt bad. And you just have to bury it with sex or drugs or rock and roll. And it sounds crazy, but it works. And I'm like, it don't work. It don't work. Y'all need therapy and Jesus. That's what y'all need. Therapy and Jesus. What else, girl? So Michaela asked Laurel about the early labor and is like, do you think it was Simon when he grabbed your bag? And Laurel's like, no, it was Frank, but don't tell him. Of course, Michaela goes right on over there and says, Frank, it was you. You did it. So now Frank is all in shambles. I don't care. There was at one point when they was talking, Annalise said she wishes that Bald-Headed had let her die. And I'm just like, girl, I about do too, because I'm tired. So Bald Bottom went over to the DA again, Denver, and I scrubbed Simon's computer, yada, yada, yada. And Denver's like, why would you do that? Oh, I'm over this. I'm so over this. Why would you do that? And Bonnie is giving, because I like my job, or I want to keep my job. But she recorded the conversation, and I'm like, what is you finna do with that? I wish we would get to the points and the parts of the show where we are, like, fixing things and doing things. All this watching Oliver and Laurel, be in shambles for a whole episode is not what I'm here for. Nate goes on over to Kaplan and Gold and visits Black Lady Updo, and he's giving I need to know about the altercation between Asher and Simon, and Black Lady Updo was like, girl, it was just, the girls in the office, they just love to start drama and talk, honey. And Nate was like, so you don't think that this was a real situation, blah, blah, blah. She's like, girl, do you? Anybody got time? I'm finna get back to work. Call me if you need me. And that was just simply that. But she did say she thought it was a suicide attempt. Annalise goes over to Dr. Heroin, begs and pleads and says, I'm sorry for saying your daughter killed herself because of you. And then proceeds to say, well, think of your daughter. What if Laurel was your daughter? Would you not be there at the hospital? I'm like, you're going to stop using this man's daughter against him. You're going to stop doing that. That's draining me. But anyway, so he goes back and does the mental evaluation on Laurel. It was on my nerves. She thinks about killing her daddy and carrying on when I didn't care. Let's see. But while she was over there while Annalise was talking to Dr. Heroin, she was giving, it was never about Laurel. This is about saving me. And I'm like, where do you fall in to these girls and their drama? You can save you by taking all the money that you've accumulated from doing all these cases all this time and your husband's life insurance policy and getting you a nice little tiki on the island in Hawaii. That's what girl, who has time? You could have been saved yourself. I don't have the time. Anyway, drained. So Michaela visits Black Lady Abdul all out in the parking lot and carrying on. And she's like, I would hate to think that I'm the one who's responsible for you not being at the press conference yesterday. And Black Lady Abdul was like, girl, if you don't call me, don't text me, don't ambush me no more. You need to be much more scared than I don't know what your problem is, but I'm not your mama. Don't call me no more. Thank you and good night. And she got in her car. And I said, amen. So then we see Denver getting in the car with Daddy Castillo. And he's giving, did you get Dominic? Were you able to locate him? And Denver's like, no, I can't find him. I'm like, all you doing to find him is calling his phone? That's all you do. Y'all run Antares and y'all can't find this boy. All you doing is calling his phone. You ain't traced his car. You ain't traced his shoes. You ain't traced his brassiere or his drawers or whatever. Men don't wear brassieres generally, but you ain't traced none of his things, his earrings, his glasses, ain't had no tracking device in them. So anyway, Denver's like, no, I couldn't find him. And Granddaddy Castillo was giving, so you're just as useless to me as he was. And I'm like, didn't he do like all your dirt? But okay. Then Denver's like, we have another problem. Bonnie Baldbottom. And I'm like, okay. Then Laurel is over there with Annalise and Frank again, and the phone ringing again because Frank don't know how to put it on silent. And Laurel grabs, they were playing the audio of Wes talking to Dominic, leaving a voicemail on Dominic's phone or something. And to me, that's stupid. Because it's been a long time since Wes died. Why you got this voicemail on this phone? Like, it don't make, why you keep the voicemail? Y'all supposed to be top secret and hiding things and carrying on, but this voicemail still on your phone? Just sitting there? So she playing the voicemail over and over. Hey, it's Christoph. We in trouble. Hey, it's Christoph. How you doing? Christoph here. And I'm like, girl, I'm tired. Let the boy rest. And while she's playing the voicemail for the third time, the phone rings, and then you got Frank saying, Laurel, don't answer it. They think Dominic's alive. It's your daddy calling. He thinks Dominic's alive, which is why he's calling. And then you got Annalise, don't answer the phone, Laurel. Don't do it. And she's like, be quiet. It ain't my daddy. And then she clicks the phone over and says, hi, Mom. And then I'm like, girl, let me move on and watch The Real Housewives. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move over and review The Real Housewives. Like, comment, subscribe, all the things the YouTubers say. Let me know if you as drained as I am. I can't wait to watch the other reviewers and see if they are over it like I am. Especially April Dawn. Because she be sitting there like, girl, April Dawn, that was eluding me, honey. James Caldwell be sitting there like, girl. So I can't wait to see what they got to say. Kenneth Stallings does a review on this. I know Roxanne gonna be like over it, just like Forest Rocks. Just type in, and when you see a black person, it's probably somebody I watch, and y'all should watch too. So just type it into the search bar on the tube. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, all the things YouTubers say, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.